you change your perspective when that change builds an element of yourself.
Stop looking at me. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another exciting episode of the Change Your Perspective podcast. And I'm your host, Mwansa Msonda. Big words. I know you see who I'm with. So I'm with someone whose name carries weight on social media, in the political space, in the entertainment space as well. He's someone who's full of banter, full of comedy. If you follow him on social media, you know, you wouldn't think he's a serious man, but with us in person here, we have someone who's who's going to give us, you know, a different perspective on things, and that's what we're here for. It's the Change Your Perspective podcast. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Allow me. So, ladies and gentlemen, with me, I have the man, the myth, the legend. I like to call him a legend because I followed him on social media for a while, actually.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Thank Mtonga.
All
Thank you,
right.
sir.
Thank you. Thank
sparing
you.
time.
Thank you. No, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. You know, let me tell you something. When I got the call to say I can possibly have you on this platform, my podcast, the Change Your Perspective podcast, I was quite shocked. You know, I was wondering, like, this man seems like a busy man. He's got so much to do. He's an economist. He's an entrepreneur, a philanthropist as well. How come he's sparing time to come to this? So how important is it for you to, you know, be on such a platform, especially with youths like us?
It's always a good opportunity to kind of present some of my views, generally the level of intellect that we want young people to have.
Yeah.
So whenever young people call me, like I've been called at UNZA, I've been called at Zikas, it's an engaging moment.
Yeah.
Because you get to see what young people are thinking about, and you also get to communicate some things that you know. So I prefer to talk to young people than anybody else because I feel that there's still room to influence correctly, whether regardless of their political ideology and all those things. I think it's just, you guys are just a better generation than anybody else.
Have you ever had like the opportunity to talk to older people though?
Yes.
How's that experience?
Oh, no. You do not want to spend time with them. They're already set in their ways.
That's true.
But young people, I think, are refreshing in that everything is an opportunity for you guys. There is so much hope with what you want to do, your careers, because remember, it's not always about politics and leadership and all that stuff. There are young people who are talking about, you know, recycling, you know, the concept of recycling, architecture, the innovation. Like, there's just so much optimism among young people than other people.
No, that is true. That is
you
true.
guys are full of possibilities.
I like that. And well, this is a possibility, guys. We are having this episode, and I tell you, it was one of my wildest dreams. I didn't think it was going to be possible, you know. So thank you so much.
No, thank you for having me.
Yeah. So you know, now let's get into the crevices of who you are.
Okay.
Because I know there's someone who's out there who's watching and wondering, like, who's this person?
Okay.
Yeah, so we know Mr. George Mtonga on social media. You've been there. You've been on news, radio, television. But who's the man behind the titles?
Okay. Well, as you guys are aware, my name is George Mtonga. I was born in Ndola.
Yeah.
My family origin is Masala compound, near Liuni Primary School. Like in Masala, there's Liuni Chilengwa. My house is right in front of Liuni.
Okay.
Yes, my grandmother was a teacher. So when she was a teacher somewhere else, but then they were moved to Ndola, Masala.
Yeah.
So that's where my mother, my uncles, and everybody grew up in that same house. We still have it.
Yeah.
We bought the house.
Yeah.
I was born there. My mother had me when she was very young, at 16. So I was one of those kids that came up when young kids are messing around with each other. And I went to Liuni Primary School.
Yeah.
And I think from grade 1 to maybe about grade 4, I was at Liuni Primary School. Then my mother had moved to Lusaka.
Yeah.
So I actually came and went to Olympia Basic School here in Lusaka. And we were living in Garden Compound. From there, my mother went back $2, and then I went to Ndola Basic School. Then around late 90s, my mother left for the USA, and I remained in boarding school. Eventually, after I finished secondary school, I went to the USA, and I finished up to grade 8. Then went to high school in the USA, finished high school, went to university, and started working. And that's how I kind of just lived in the USA at that time. But in terms of who I am, I'm just a guy from the Copper Belt, Ndola, passionate about politics. I love politics. I love talking about it. I love reading about it. Initially, actually, I wasn't going to school for politics or economics. I wanted to be a medical doctor. However, that dream was far from me. So I figured, like the struggles that I had trying to be a medical doctor, I figured, let me go into politics, let me go into money, so that I can come and change the lives of people like me who would have a difficult going to school. I even got into Boston University Medical School. So my training was supposed to be doctor, sciences, chemistry, physics. That's what I was interested in. But we had financial problems. University then was $40,000, $50,000 a year. So, and my mother couldn't afford that, obviously.
If it was that expensive then, can you imagine now?
Now it's almost like $100,000 a year. So, and I felt that, and this is why you see the importance of education comes from my own experiences. I felt that because I was good in the sciences, I shouldn't have been denied an opportunity to be a doctor. The fact that I was good, I should have lived in a society that would say he's going to be a good doctor. Let's allow him to be a medical doctor. But I didn't find that society. So I figured, okay, you know what? Let me go into politics and economics, and maybe I may gain the power and money that would allow me to find a young boy like me who's good at what he does, and the only thing he needs is a country that supports him. And that's where my entire life in politics and economics came in.
Oh, you made mention you were in Zambia and then went to the US.
Yes.
How was that transition for you from a kid from Masala? I mean, where and I think back in the day it was even, there's societal gap between how people in America lived and people in Masala lived.
The interesting thing is that culturally speaking, regardless of where a Zambian child is born, we tend to be very rich mentally. So even when I went to the USA, you could even find gaps, things that I knew, from an education standpoint of view, they didn't know. You see? So interestingly enough, when I arrived there, I felt as if I was above them. And I felt as if I was above them because the level of work and the level of intellect that I brought in allowed me to kind of just bulldoze everybody and succeed in school. That's why I ended up within 4 years, 3 to 4 years, I was able to understand their system, understand the work, and get ready for medical school.
And that's the power of self-belief.
Oh yes.
To me, that has just it's trickled down to believing in yourself. Because I can imagine there's that Zambian kid who feels like they don't belong. They're out there and they feel like, no, maybe I can't be in these places. I can't go in these places.
No, they don't belong. They belong in their own world. They belong in success. This is the thing. You can't. There's no reason for me to force myself in any community. I am who I am. I may pass through that community, but that's not my community. Me, I belong to Masala. That's my community. If I come to Kablonga, I go to any of these, I'm just passing through. They are not my people. If you define these words in money and all those things, you may feel that you don't belong. But without money, who are they? You see what I'm saying? Because you, without money, you're still you.
That's true.
You are still the young person who's intelligent. You are still the young person who's funny. You are still the young person who's creative. These are things money will never buy. This is why, for me, regardless of where I am, there are things money will never buy. That's why it's easy for me to go on radio and still be from Masala. That's why that's why it's easy for me to be in the USA running big companies, and still when I come right now, if you drop me by Inden, you could have copper belt Inden, I'll walk from Inden to my house.
what you said is very powerful.
Yes.
It's brought a different perspective, because I think I was one of them who was victim to the concept of I need to belong here. You know, I tried to fit in many spaces actually, and it doesn't really work out.
No, because they are not your people.
True.
My people are Masala people.
Yeah.
That's where I belong. Because here's the thing: if you are in an environment where you make a joke and nobody understands the joke, that's not your place.
That's not your place. No, that's true. That is so true.
That is not your place.
True. Yeah. Otherwise, now let's continue. Let's build up with the conversation. Yeah, you talked of how and now at this point you're very passionate about politics. You're very passionate about leadership. What's in your journey to becoming Mr. George Mtonga ticked that box to say, okay, one day I need to become a politician?
A sense of helplessness. There was a time in my life where I had no help. I had to do things by myself, and I don't want anybody to feel that. That's just pretty much it.
Yeah.
It's you are young, you need something to be done, and you can't do it. That is and you can't run to anybody.
Yeah.
That is the worst feeling ever. So my thing is, I may not change the world, but I think I've done enough where any Zambian child can run to me and feel that I will understand them.
You understand them. I actually feel you understand me.
Exactly. You see?
Yeah, I get
That's why it's like a balance between the serious things and the joking, the funny stuff, the tumako. I have to do that because it destroys the barrier.
True.
Because if I was just serious, I'm not allowing young people, think about it. Think about it. I'm in Dubai, I'm in the USA, I'm in Mexico, I'm in this. Think of how big of a barrier that would be for a child in Chimwemwe.
True.
If they just said, Papa G will even answer me. You see?
Yeah.
But if they hear me making jokes, stupid things, and no, ni muntu watu.
I understand why social media is like that.
Exactly.
That's a smart marketing move. You're making yourself popular with the youth.
Yeah, no, because I want them to understand it's easy to talk to me. I'm not difficult.
That's true.
No matter what degrees, no matter what money, education, whatever it is, you can be and you can go buy data and text me, Papa G Morikut.
Yeah. And you'll still respond.
And I will respond.
Yeah. That's amazing. So your transition from after school, you said you got into Boston University?
So when I graduated high school, you apply to several universities.
Yeah.
One of the universities that I got into was Boston University. But I never went there because it was extremely expensive for my family. So think of you get into UNZA, but you don't have the money to go to UNZA.
Yeah.
And you get into a small, what is the smallest college that you can think of?
We can talk of no shade. We can talk of getting to, let's say you go to Evelyn Horn.
Evelyn Horn would actually even be bigger.
For
something like Notec.
Okay, yeah, in Ndola.
Yeah, in Ndola. Like a very small school, particularly catering to the local community, so to speak.
Yeah.
So I went to Hunter College, which is like a very small school within a larger public university system.
Okay.
Yeah. So I went there. I studied. I started out my undergraduate studying philosophy.
Okay.
Yeah. At some point, I even thought I wanted to do a PhD.
Which there's philosophy in Zambia.
Yeah.
Okay.
We actually have some of the best philosophy lecturers and professors.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the USA, I started out with philosophy. Then I did political science. When I finished the class requirements for a degree in political science, I added economics.
Yeah.
And that's how I ended up graduating with 2 degrees, one in economics and one in political science. Yeah.
So you lived in the US for your university life. After university, what was the next step for you?
I started a job. So when I was university, like the same way companies go to universities and recruit, I was recruited by an investment bank, Goldman Sachs. I did an internship with them over the summer, like 2 months.
Yeah.
And then after that, they offered me a job. At that time, so I didn't wake up and say, I want to go into investments and all that stuff, right? The time Goldman Sachs recruited me, I was actually preparing for a PhD in economics.
Okay.
I wanted to go to grad school and do my PhD in economics. Ideally, I think I wanted to be a professor at some point. But at that point, now peer, and then somebody says you are 19, 20 years that, I would say the equivalent of 10 pin or 15 pin a month here.
Yeah. That's a good offer.
Yes, for a young kid, you don't have any expenses. So I jumped on it and I started working.
Yeah.
And at that point, I just started building my career.
Okay.
That was like around 2008. Yeah, so I worked until 2023. That's when I decided to go get my MBA.
Okay.
Yeah, so I literally finished my MBA this year. I finished everything. Yeah.
So at what point did you come back to Zambia?
No, I haven't. I've been coming back to Zambia practically almost every year, but not necessarily for a long time. This is the longest I've ever been in Zambia, okay. 2 months.
Yeah. Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So at this point, you are your own boss. You know, I mean, today is Thursday. You're supposed to be at work, but you're not at work. No. We're here having this conversation and sipping on coffee. So, how important is it for you to start something of your own, especially for the youths out there who are stuck in the loop of get to school, graduate, get a job, and just have that life?
So entrepreneurship is not for everybody. I've always been an entrepreneur.
Okay.
Even when working never felt correct. Like I'm not going to be fouls in, fouls out. Yeah. I'm not that person.
I understand.
So like right now, I've started the shipping company. Yeah. I've started a car rental business. I've started to my shopsy. Yeah. I have started Salaula business. Yeah. I've literally been a person who's kind of touching things and see what works. Yeah. But that's been my personality, you see. But in terms of working, I would say that I don't think I would have made a very good business person if I didn't work for somebody.
Okay.
Yeah, I personally, for me, I feel I gained more from working for other people than I don't think I would have been successful in my business pursuits if I didn't have that support. Where it's like somebody like Sambirisha, Uremu Wombera, yes boss, deliveries, timelines, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people talk about entrepreneurship and they talk about, oh yes, start. No, I think if I'm advising anybody, know what you want to start, but go work for somebody for some time.
Yeah.
Learn. Yeah. Because it's more than just starting. There are some ideas that are extremely good, but because people didn't have the experience, they fall apart.
I get you.
Yeah,
I get you. So you made mention you started a lot of businesses. Yeah, you started so many businesses, some of which I also want to start myself. But yeah, what are some of those skills that have allowed for you to get to where you are at right now in your businesses?
Extreme focus. You need to make sure when you fail, you can even say, I gave everything to that business.
Yeah.
It just didn't work out. So give 110% to anything that you do. In here right now, you can tell me that, George, your job is to clean this place.
Yeah.
I can bet you I can clean it better than anybody they've hired.
Yeah.
You can tell me, inengana wami a toilet, so nangwa madam banjeva Georgie, your job, you need to clean their house.
Yeah.
She's gone with her friends to do their nails and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Nobody can do it better than me.
Don't you think that's the concept of putting all your eggs in one basket? And they said, do not put your eggs in one basket.
No, I'm just talking about work ethic.
Yeah.
So you can be doing 5 things at the same time, right? Okay. But you always need to make sure you aim to be the best. So in terms of diversified investments, business, yes, you always want to do that. Like for me, right now, I'm in real estate. I have a hedge fund where we invest in stock markets and stuff.
Okay.
I have interest in hotels and restaurants.
Okay.
I'm trying to build a business concept of convenience stores in Zambia.
Yeah.
I even have a business called the Chicken King where I want to start producing chicken.
Okay.
I have a farm where I'm going to start selling maize. So I am diversified.
Yeah.
So my company is a group company, it's a group holding company. So I am extremely diversified.
Yeah.
But I think what I'm speaking to is this idea of give it 110%. Whatever it is that you do, give it 110%. Whether it's being a husband, being a father, being a business leader, being a politician, being a community activist, always, or being a student. I was the number one student in my business school.
Okay.
This is after not being in school for years. Most of my colleagues were 40, 50. We were in that age group. But when I went there, I aimed to be the best, the same way I was when I was in undergraduate.
Yeah.
So at everything you do, I never gave 110%.
Yeah.
Everything you do, aim to be the best in whatever description you're working in. If you hire me as your employee right now, I will be one of your best employees.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking to the fact of giving 110%, school is becoming less and less popular, especially for our generation, Gen Zs. We're trying to run away from school.
Yes.
For some reason, we feel like it's a system that is not meant to help us.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think about the school system and education system right now in Zambia?
The Gen Z is able to learn practically everything they would be taught in school, outside school. They can learn that. Yes, it's true. Our system was designed for a different generation. We need to adapt it to the current generation. In oh no, in order for you to submit a paper, paka wachita print.
True.
No, PDF that thing and send it.
Yeah.
That's what everybody's doing.
Yeah.
You see? So we are still operating in a world of, lecture babuela. You can have a Gen Z who makes more money advertising for companies than the lecture themselves.
True.
You see? So we need to change what education is and stop making education as this thing where it's like, boom, boom, boom. Professor Isati, before you even talk to the kids, that mu class about 50, 40 mwala.
That's already demoralizing.
Demoralized? Come on, dude. You are here to educate them. You're not here to prove that nobody can pass your class. So yes, the alternative is a generation that's just going to give education a middle finger and say fuck off and walk away.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the alternative.
Yeah.
But those of us who are in a place where we can start changing managerial policies, change how things are done, we need to understand what value is for Gen Z.
Yeah.
Value is, and I think the reason why education systems in Zambia are so stuck is because there are not so many alternatives. Unza is Unza. That's why it's like they don't care what you think.
Yeah.
They know they are Unza.
True.
You see? So we need to actually realize that it's about educating, and this current generation consumes education differently.
That's so true.
That's it.
For when I think of education for us, I've been in school. I just graduated. I just finished my aeronautical engineering degree. But throughout the entire program, I only got to do a project in my final year, and it became very, very hectic for me to be hands-on in aeronautical engineering because the whole time we were learning theory, and that to me was it became very cumbersome to me, just learning theory. And then when we got to the airport, they say we're looking for a job. We find these managers and bosses are telling us, no, you have to work on this aircraft, and we have no idea what it is. So I think for education, for me, it has to be a balance between the practicality of it and the theory.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's where we are at with education, especially for many gens. I think I speak for a lot of them.
I think first year theory is fine. After that, give everybody practicals.
True.
And again, remember, if the theory is good, it can be taught while doing the practicals.
That's so true. And I think that's the best way to assimilate it because,
yes,
at least you're hands-on and you understand, you get to make sense why X plus Y is equal to Z.
Yes.
Yeah, it makes sense like that. Yeah.
Obviously for me, my interest in philosophy shows that I'm interested in theory because theory allows you to change the practicals. The practicals are the practicals because they were built on a foundation of theory. like whether you're doing theoretical physics, right? Like theoretical physics creates the theory and the framework in which now you can come and say EMC squared. That's a theory that eventually turns into practice, right? So I like theory in that if I just said practical, bonse tukala chitafe the same thing every day.
True.
Because all we know is practical, right? But theory is what allows us to extend the boundaries of what is practical. You see? So what we want to be able to do is show the value of theory, show the value of practicals. Because if I send you to a plane and I tell you, you move A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, you will never think of any other way of doing it other than A, B. But if I tell you that A, B is a functional theoretical framework of something, when you go there, you do A, B for 2 years, you're like, no, AC, 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 and suddenly you've discovered something
new.
So we need to merge them.
Seems to me education is very important to you.
100%.
100%.
I cannot envision of a world without learning. Yes.
So now let's talk a little bit about finances. I know it's a hot topic amongst Gen Zs because to a certain extent I feel like we're trying to get to the money very fast.
Yes.
We are trying, we want to get there very fast. So for you, your journey being Mr. George N. Mtonga, how have you managed your finances so that you don't squander, and how did you start to get into the mindset of framework of making money?
I'm very frugal. I don't chase money because I want to drive a Range Rover. I build money because I want my loved ones to be safe. And it's a very different approach. Kansangende njamotoka ya 2 million.
Okay.
No, never. 2 million in it. Oh no. The most I'll ever spend on a car is 100 K.
Watch your words.
Yes. No. I'm telling you. Right now, my first car in Zambia was a Prado. A 1999 Prado.
Okay.
Then my second car in Zambia is a Toyota Belter, 2010 Toyota Belter, because I needed something good on gas. I'm very practical. My wife, on the other hand, obviously has to spend money, so she will drive the expensive cars, but I just don't see any value in it for me. Because the way I move, like at least Prado nanguna farm nanguna uma muchimuti, I'm not crying. Now try to do that with a 2 million kwacha car. You'll cry.
I understand.
Yes.
I understand. So
is this the tuna, right?
This is chicken mayo.
Chicken mayo, so that's yours, okay.
Yeah, that should be chicken mayo. Okay. Oh, it's tuna. It's tuna. So,
hold on, this is tuna?
I think we'll just have to ask already. So now we proceed on, like, how you manage your wealth.
Manage my money, not wealth.
Yes.
I'm not there.
What do you think is the difference between wealth and just having money?
Money is paying bills. Wealth is kind of compounding, creating. So, for me, honestly, the way I manage things within my means. Generally, if I make 20 pin, I spend my monthly spending is usually 30% of whatever I make. The rest I invest, and I put away for a rainy day. You get to a level where your responsibilities have no story. If your wife is pregnant and they need 30 pin, you cannot give a story. You have to pay. So I always put myself in a situation where if something happens and I need to act, I can act.
To what extent does investing go? Because I know some people, or it's a common story amongst many Zambians, they're saving money, but the money is just sitting until a point you die.
No, bonds. You can. No, I agree. You don't need to save money for it to just sit. Put it in stocks and bonds.
Okay,
that's it.
So those are some of the practical tools that you use.
Yes.
Let's talk about bonds. What exactly is a bond? For that youth out there who's thinking, I want to do bonds.
So the academic way of looking at it is that a bond is simply a structured loan that you buy, so to speak. So a company will say, hey, we have bonds that we are selling, or a government, because remember, bonds are not just so you have corporate bonds, you have government bonds. They are practically all the same. The companies are raising money, governments are raising money, and they raise money through those mediums. So you can actually lend money to the Zambian government, and they pay you interest every 6 months. Dividends. Yes.
Okay. So at the end of that bond tenure, let's say 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, do you get your investment back?
Yes, yes, you do. So if you invested 10 pin, they will pay you interest on that 10 pin for 7 years.
Okay.
And then at the end of your tenure, they will give you back your 10 pin.
Do you get it back with interest again, or you've already spent the interest in the
No, they've been paying you interest.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of what the idea is. So at the end of the deal, they just owe you 10 pin.
Yeah. So how does one get into bonds, though? Is it a complicated process?
No, it's not complicated at all. You just go to, in fact, you can even email Bank of Zambia.
Okay.
They will help you with the information to set up an account. You can, like right now, if we had a laptop, we can set up an account.
Okay.
Yeah. It's very,
I think
very
after
easy.
to help me set up one or two things.
It's a very easy process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. That is good. So, we introduced you as a philanthropist as well. And we do understand that the term philanthropy comes from service to others. It's not a term that you give yourself, but it's a term that comes based on what you do. Yeah. What makes you, Mr. Mtonga, a philanthropist?
I think the idea of just helping people, like, so I bring in skills that a lot of people who are working in social services don't have. I'm very good at organizing a community to address an issue.
Okay.
So whenever an issue is there, I organize, we work, we raise money, we put the money together, and we address the issue. And my philanthropic work is, just a desire to help, be of service. Yeah.
People don't know some of the things you've done for people, or you're currently doing or still doing.
Yes, my work has mainly been focused on education and health.
Okay.
So we've sent young girls to school.
Okay.
We've worked on medical cases where it's like somebody needs their hospital bills taken care of. Or recently, the 2 last cases I've worked on, there was a young lady that needed operation in Monze, and then another one who needed support and help right here in Lusaka, Esther. So we were able to raise, in 2 days, we raised almost 60,000 kwacha to help her. But I mainly focus on issues involving education and health.
I get to be a philanthropist.
No, and you know what? It's not real. I don't even use my money.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not like I'll contribute like everybody else. But being a philanthropist is simply organizing your community to address community problems.
Okay.
That's it. And it doesn't mean that you have to be wealthy, you have to be rich. No.
Where the I and it brings in the we.
100% a we situation.
Yeah.
You cannot do anything in the world by yourself. Yeah.
So what differentiates those people who just donate money and people who organize the community? What's the difference between?
No, you need those to donate money, and maybe they're busy, they do whatever they need to do. But the idea is resource mobilization. We have to mobilize our resources. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now that's good. Moving on to leadership. Yeah. You are an avid speaker. You just this morning you were on radio.
Yes.
Yeah, you talked about everything governance, and we know governance is all about leadership.
Yes.
Yeah. So what is your stance on leadership? What does it mean to you?
Taking responsibility. You say, if this thing breaks down, blame me. That's leadership.
Yeah.
That's it. Take the blame, there's no leadership.
And you're saying, yes, you can have the title, you can have the position, but so long as there hasn't been a situation that has arose for someone to be a leader, you are not a leader. Because there can be someone in the company who takes blame and solves problems, and you, the manager, just direct them to solve the problem. So the true leader is the person who's actually doing the work.
The true leader for me is the one who takes the blame when everything goes bad.
Yeah.
That's it. That is their definition. Work, I can lead people to do the work.
Yeah.
I can lead that. But
who takes the blame?
Who takes the blame? Me.
Yeah.
That is leadership for me.
I get you. So in your lifetime, do you think you've got anything that you regret? Yeah.
There've been situations where I could have been a better person in terms of just how I treated some people.
Yeah.
There could have been situations where I would have been more understanding. Generally, I have a bad temper and anger management issue. I know, right? No, funny if I go got temper. But yeah, so regret, just as you grow older, you see the world differently. I've judged people that came before me harsh, not knowing the restrictions and the difficulties that they had to do the things that I thought they should have done.
Yeah. Something very important. You know, when I think of we're having some sort of renaissance era in Zambia right now where the youth are now taking over.
Yes.
They are now vying for leadership positions.
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you think, what would you tell the many youths out there who are trying to, take over, thinking what the older people have done is not good for them?
The fact is that what the other people have done for them is not good. That remains a fact. But just contextualize their limitations. You guys are able to, right now I can ask a question and you're able to get the answer in seconds.
True.
You see? So I'm not saying that you should not be angry. You should not be, I'm not saying you should be content. No, do not be content. Of course, you want things to be done. You want buildings, you want hospitals, you want all these things, and it's a legitimate request. But just contextualize the limitations of the previous generation and ask yourself, if you were them, would you even have achieved what they have managed to achieve? Given the restrictions, takwari Google, takwari inshi, would you have done what they've done? Chances are that you wouldn't have. So from that perspective, respect those that came before you, but build on their achievements and avoid their mistakes.
There are many youths now who are vying for leadership positions, and I think it's a good thing. It's both bittersweet for me.
But remember, even their children will come and say that they never did a good job.
It's a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword.
So you really have to be very careful.
That is good. So that I think is at the core of everyone. It is purpose. You do so many things. You are involved in so many things. So what for you is purpose, and what is your purpose?
See a young person in Zambia, I see myself. And I know it seems selfless, but every time I wake up, everything that I do, I'm trying to make sure that young person doesn't feel what I felt. You see, like I'm trying to create a better path for them. So my purpose is to save my younger self. The mistakes that I made and I was penalized. I want to show people and say, no, this is just a mistake. Allow our children to grow out of it. Give them that space to succeed. Like I think it's a proverb. It's even true. Yeah, because even if I decided to throw out these kids, where are they going to go? It's not like Mozambique. No, it's here. So whatever mistakes they make, whether we like it or not, it's us to solve them, to help them. So for me, that's what gives me passion. I've seen everything. I made my mistakes. I did whatever I needed to do. Some things I could have done better, but now I am who I am, which means that I can do more for the generation that's coming up.
You know, when it comes to discovering purpose, it's a question that is asked a lot. How does one discover their purpose?
That you feel you even do for free. That is your purpose. Yes. If you don't need to get paid, that's your purpose. Nobody needs to pay me to do what I do. All right.
This is Chicken. Okay, thank you so much.
But yes, purpose is whatever it is that you feel you always do, even if nobody paid you.
No, that is true. Because many young people today, they are stuck with not knowing what to do. Because it seems like we're in a time where everyone's running for the same thing. People are abandoning school. Everyone wants to be an entrepreneur right now. You know, so I don't know if it's a good thing. I don't know what to take on that.
You know me.
Yeah.
Education will always be number one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Money, you will always make money. Money doesn't finish. But go to school. Enjoy being a child.
Yeah.
Enjoy your university years.
That's true. Many people are rushing. A lot of people are rushing, actually. Yeah.
When I was in high school, I did high school things.
Yeah.
When I was in university, I did university things. We were getting drunk and passing out.
Yeah.
That's what you do when you're in university. When I started working as an early career person, I did what early career people do. At my age now, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Raising a family, taking care of a family, building a family,
Yeah.
solidifying my reputation in my career. Yes, when I'm 65, I'll be farming because that's what people do when they're. No, for what?
Because I think there's this notion that we're running out of time. Like, you know?
We are not. Believe me, if there's anything you guys have, it's time.
Yeah.
We are not running out of anything.
I mean, it's so easy to compare ourselves.
Suffering. Do not even remotely read your life into somebody else's life. You have no idea what they're doing to live the life they are living.
I always say comparison is a killer of all joy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, you know, I want you in your Range Rover and pass you with my belt. You know, I am not moved by anything.
Yeah.
The only thing that I'm impressed about is education. My ideas, thinking, that one I'll talk.
Yeah.
But why not arrange for what?
It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
Vanity. It's all vanity. They say it's all vanity.
Leave everything. Like right now, if I died, everything remains.
Is that a spoon someone?
So, why am I going to be obsessed over things that I'll never take when I die?
True.
Stress with everyone.
Yeah.
Nope.
If you're in a position to give your younger self advice, what would you tell? Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
It's all vanity. Have a good time. That's it. Travel, enjoy, do everything. Fall in love, do whatever it is.
Yeah.
Those are more valuable experiences.
Perspective podcast. And this is a question I always ask most of my guests. What does changing your perspective mean to you? I'm also going to give you my answer, but I want to hear it from
you. When that change builds an element of yourself, whether it's spiritual, financial, physical, how you look at food can be a change in perspective. When finances, where you're not overspending. Spiritual, you find comfort in silence. You find an opportunity to reflect. All those areas are changes in perspective. You will find so much happiness in life when you just change how you look at the world. In a and I specifically changed my perspective. My perspective. I will have a good time anywhere in the world. With anybody.
Okay. Changing my perspective, and especially where the name Change Your Perspective or CYP came from, is from the fact that many youths are locked towards one thing. You get it? So it's about, we're looking at the same thing, but we're seeing different things, and that's the beauty of life. It's being able to see what the other person is not seeing. You know, but both of you can still coexist, and that's the whole essence about it. But we're still able to talk about things and look at them from different angles and still agree or agree to disagree.
Oh yes,
and that's fine. And that's the whole concept behind the podcast.
I think for me, when it comes to the podcast and what young people should be taking out of this, growth is more mental than physical. like you said, changing perspective. There may be somebody who's already past the spiritual perspective, right? But maybe they haven't done the finance. So they need to change that, right? So there's time for you guys to be good at what you do. The only advice, as somebody who's standing on the other side and I'm watching you guys come, all I'm saying is give yourself time. Yeah. Give yourself
There's no
time.
need to rush, innit?
Yeah, there's no need to rush. You are a good person. You are more than qualified. You are, like this thing of, I don't belong. My friends are buying expensive shoes, cars, blah, blah, blah. No, that's not your life. You have your own life and you will create your own happiness. A lot of people think that happiness is what other people have. No, happiness is what you create. You see? That's it.
That's amazing. I think what to take away is not even what has been said. I think for me, what has been important is the interaction.
Yeah.
It is the energy.
Yeah.
You get it. We've said so much, we've talked a lot, but at the bottom line of all this, it's how you're able to interact with me.
Yeah.
I think for me, that's very powerful. It's inspiring, and I know it's inspired many others who are watching this, because you've allowed yourself to be in my shoes, and you've allowed for me to see the world from your perspective, by your insights. And I think that's what's the most powerful thing. If I can sit down with you, a business owner, an economist, an entrepreneur, someone who's gone before me, and I'm here, I'm a young person, and we're still able to relate to each other.
Yes.
I think that's what's powerful for me from all this.
For a long
that's
time.
So true. That is so true.
Like, this is not the first time we've met.
I know, and I think that's what many people. That's what many older people should do. They should embrace the young people. That way we won't have people rebelling or turning against them. We'll be able to work with each other.
What has always surprised me is that these same older people, they were also young. I don't know why it's so difficult for them to understand young people.
Yeah, you talked about breaking that barrier. You've done it so well. I've never been to Dubai, but from how you've talked, I feel like one day I'm able to reach there.
Which is true.
Yeah.
But it's interesting though. It's like, dude, you've been my age before. You should understand what I'm going through. Yeah. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's why I don't like talking to other people. I don't know. They're just stuck in their words.
Yeah. No, you are one of a kind. I think you're of a different breed. I think for the many young people who are going to watch this, they will understand. And I think you're going to get a lot more calls actually after this.
Yeah.
And I hope you still keep the same energy and,
No, reach out to me.
Yeah.
I mean, keep on. I may not see it,
Yeah.
but believe me, one day I'll be going through something and I'll see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much it.
Oh, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This has been your Change of Perspective podcast. We had Mr. George Mtonga, and it's been amazing. I think I've enjoyed myself so much. The food is amazing, the conversation, the energy.
Thank you.
It's been amazing. So thank you so much for your time.
No, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.